Welcome back to this episode of Tapping In with Stephanie. This is going to be part two of part one. I just decided instead of me just going in to complete, to package the gift that I'm making, instead of me completing it off camera, I'm going to finish it because I want to show step by step on really the finishing part of this gift and giving you guys some idea of taking the very minimum of what you have in your hand. And remember, according to Philippians, um, that we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. So anything you put your hand to, and as long as you got the faith to believe, you can do it. Okay? So um, instead of the cup being so plain, I'm gonna put a little shreds in there, just a little bit. So I don't think I'm gonna open it here, so let's just take it. We're just gonna put some shreds in there. Just so that it can look a little bit more festive, you know. So let's take that and put it there. So remember, whatever it is that you have in your hand, rather if you like gardening, if you like to plant and just grow, you got a green thumb, use that. Use that gift. That's a gift and that's a talent. And in these times with the food and everything, the way everything is going right now, it is important that we tap into even our skills and planning and heart, just learning to dig the seed, plant the seeds and grow the harvest. And it's so important. So if you got that skill and that talent, dig deeper, tap deeper into it, because it's so important that we might even just have to start growing our own fruit and vegetables. I've been saving seeds throughout the years, and I have a lot of different kind of seeds. So yes, I'm going to eventually, once I get situated and get me a yard again, I'm going to plant my seeds and make me a little garden as well. So, but whatever skills and talents you do have, tap into them and allow God to use them. Now, I do have this toy, so I replaced it. Remember, it was a cowboy coat, and I replaced it because I didn't really have too many little, any more little, like I have this one. I don't know if you can see this one. I didn't have like any more little props to put inside the basket. But I also have another, this pillow. It's just basic. It's just this little weird. This little, and on the back is white. Okay. So each one I try to make a little different. And like this one, which I'm gonna probably display these separate. This one is another breeding tool, but this one it took me a lot longer to make than the other ones because of the trimming that I've done. But this is another one. Now this is a double-sided ribbon, and I was just thinking about just taking this one and maybe replacing it with this one. But since this one was crafted and it took me so long to do this one, I just thought that I would just let this one be special all by itself. So I think I'm gonna leave this one like this. Now, don't forget to jump in the comments, leave me a comments and tell me what you guys are thinking and what would you like to see. Like I said, my channel is fairly new and I'm just getting started. But my thing is that I love to inspire and to motivate people as I go along, because it's time for us to elevate and to rise and to be who God has called for us to be, abundant and blessed in every area of our life. So it's not by mistake that you tapped in with something today. God wants you to stay encouraged. He wants you to tap into those gifts and those talents that He's placed in you, so that you'll be motivated to inspire someone else to tap into theirs, because it's so important that we utilize everything that He's given us. Times are very trying for many people, and since I do have my grandson here with me, my thing is that what can I do to help inspire them, to help inspire young men, to motivate them to tap into their gifts, other than tapping into the street and getting caught up in gangs and violence. Tap into the gifts that God has placed in you, that you can be abundantly successful at a very early age. And you don't have to wait. You don't have to struggle. You don't have to be the ones that's been looked down and cast aside. No, get your life together, tap into your skills and your gifts and your talents. So I'm really I'm looking towards inspiring the younger generation as well as the older OGs like myself to get up and hey, take a step into your calling and which God is calling for you to arise and to elevate and to also to bless you, to be a blessing to someone else. So now this back had a little charm in it when I was placing the banner inside of it. So what I'm going to do is just take a little piece of tape like this, place it here. Hopefully no one can see it. So, but I'm going to take these different little platters that I made and I'm going to do a fundraiser. Um, so if anyone would like to donate or support my charity for the youth, um, this is to help them to tap into their gifts and their talents and to also help to employ them, to get them headed in the right direction. Whenever, because there's some really good young teenager young men out in this world. They just need to be pointed in the right direction. They need someone to believe in them, and with me, I had no one to really inspire me, no one to really understand me, like I understand my grandson. I understand him remind me so much of myself. And I remember when I was his age and the things that I've done. And so I look at him, I can't really get mad at him because I see myself. I experimented and I did little different things, and some things that he probably didn't even do, but I like to keep things transparent where I can reach them. And it's so important that we keep things transparent and that we don't forget where we came from. We have to remember when we were teenagers and the things that we've done, not to compromise, but to reach our younger youth. We have to be transparent in order to get into their minds and remember the way you used to think so that you can help them out of their mindsets. It's so important, and especially between the ages of 13 and 16. I find out that age group is very, very trying. They don't know really exactly where they exactly fit in, and they don't, they know that they're not little. They know that they don't fit in the little group. They're in the middle somewhere. Then their emotions are all over the place. So it's up to us to help them to tap into their I want to say their gifts and their talents as well, and in their direction. Give them the opportunity to see the pathways. There's two paths. There's the right path and there's the wrong path. There's no in-between path. So we have to really learn how to tap into, it's a lot of tapping around here, but we have to learn how to tap into, in time and remember when we were their age and don't forget it. So when we scold them, remember, will it really help them? Is that really getting them to a place of making the right choices in life? Are we, to sit down and have a conversation with them and let them know they have choices. They have very important decisions to make in regards to their life, because sometimes you can choose the wrong path. That path is a dead end, and it ends nowhere but death and damnation, And there's a path of success, joy, happy, and long life, And we have to help them to understand to choose not only around us while they're in our presence, but also when they're in the presence of their associates. To make, just because one person chooses to do one thing, you don't have to follow. You're a leader, and we have to remind them that they are leaders. They don't have to join gangs to feel like they tapped into their source of familyhood, because they feel like they've been rejected and no one understands them. So just remember when you were their age, and I believe that we can help our younger people if we just not step down, but sometimes just step into the place we need to be. There's a time and a place for everything, and there's a time that sometimes we just have to be a little bit more understanding, that we can understand on how to really help our young people, our grandchildren, and so on and so forth. So thanks again. I'm not even done with this, but I'm going to finish this up. So you just kind of focus on what I'm doing, but it's just so much to talk about. It really, really is. It's just so many things that we could do, and so many places we need to go and be focused. But this is the way it's going to be. So, okay, so you see how this is coming along, and I just took this, I just took a little stencil and just tied this up, and now I'm going to make a little bow to go on it and place the price tag on these. I made up like different price tags. By the way, and also I made this little mug. Also, this is the little mug that I made, and I also put the price tag on this one. And I wanted to show you guys. And maybe I think my prices are really too low, but it is what it is, okay? Because I make different ones, like, so they're going to be different prices. This one, I think I'm going to use this one. This one is going to be, set this one for 45. And I just want to show you guys just exactly how I did this. So I just took this and I just really like this and just put the prices in here like this. Like so. So there you have it. You see the price there, and this is my 49 one. Okay? But keep in mind, this is my first time doing this. I'm not quite done because I'm going to just make sure that it's nice and neat and, you know, presentable. But thank you so much again for tapping in with Stephanie. Like I said, there's so much to talk about. Everyone stay encouraged and keep tapping into your gifts and your talents. And let me know in the next episode what you'd like for me to share. I do so many different things. I'm very creative. Thanks again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment.